Page 2 of the Louisiana Purchase Agreement starts with, at the top, line 29, mineral rights. And what it's saying there is if the seller transfers any mineral rights, they are transferred without warranty. Means there's no guarantee. Then it cites a certain percentage of the mineral rights owned by the seller or to be reserved by the seller. So if a seller is reserving mineral rights, 100% would go there. For most of my purchasers, they put 0 in there. However, if a seller does reserve mineral rights, then there's an automatic waiver of surface rights. What that means simply is anyone who's drilling cannot physically come on the property. They will use a directional drill method in order to extract minerals from underneath the surface of the ground. And of course, you get into certain mineral leases that would have to be in play, or mineral leases, once they're granted, or any mineral reservation granted, would be good for 10 years only, unless they are extracting minerals off the property. After 10 years, in Louisiana, all mineral rights revert back to the owner of the property if they are not being extracted at that point. The next part, line 33, is perhaps the most important. It's simply the sales price. What dollar amount is everyone agreeing they're going to transfer their interest in the property for a fixed dollar amount? Note, much like a check, it's written in both numbers and numerically so there can be no misunderstanding. Line 37, again, very critical to your transaction. We're going to complete this real estate transaction by what date? That is essential to any contract. You must have an ending date on it. So line 37 gives you an ending date. 43 is the occupancy. It goes on to state that you're going to occupy the property as of the date of the act of sale. Keep in mind that could be changed by addendum, or later on in the agreement there'll be a place where we can change that line to cite it. Sometimes the seller stays another week. Sometimes the seller would want some sort of rental back agreement, and that would fall under 43. 46 is contingency for the sale of other property. Simply put, the buyer is saying, I will buy your property if I sell other property on it. So there is a contingency agreement under 46, 47, and 49. 49 says it's not contingent. 47 says it is contingent on the sale. Of course, you can only check one box to make sense. Line 52 would be your all cash sale. And simply put, the buyer saying, hey, I have the money, I can close at any point, money's not an issue. Where 54, you can only check one or the other, is financed, saying, yes, I will buy it by this date under these terms, provided I can get a loan. And it's important to fill in the terms of the loan would be agreeable to you on it. Part of this agreement would be the in-depth type of loan and whether or not the buyer agrees to pay any what we call discount points. How much money up front is the buyer willing to pay to get a certain interest rate and a certain loan on it? Then 66 is there are perhaps other financing contingencies in there, or maybe they're making an offer. You're telling the seller, I will buy it, Mr. Seller, if you agree to finance it.